מסביב לעולם ישרות דאגות החיוך נעלם מחר תראה רק שחור כי גם זה יעבור והכל יסתדר כי השם יעזור.
So like I said last week, we're here in Montreal to spend a few weeks with family and recharge for our return to Cabo. Okay, I finished mopping downstairs, Ma. What else?
Do the dishes, wash the windows, and you're good.
Welcome to the Cabo Jewish Center's video blog with the Torah portion of Pinchas. So here's a bit of an intrusive question for you. Are you a zealot? Zealot. Like, honestly, when was the last time you actually used that word in a normal conversation?
Oh, this is such a yummy salad, Mama.
Wow, that was cheesy. Well, regardless, this week's Torah portion opens with the reward given to a man named Pinchas, who used his quick thinking and his zealous attitude to avenge a shameless and public sin perpetrated by the leader of the tribe of Shimon, named Zimri, with a Midianite princess named Cosby.
Bill Cosby? Oh, how desperate this humor is becoming.
While Zimri was so brazenly sinning with Cosby, all the leaders and the big machers were standing silently on the side and weeping.
You know, you really shouldn't do that.
What did you say?
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
Basically doing nothing. That is, until this little guy from the back named Pinchas stepped forward.
Hey! What's going on here, man?
Enraged at this open defiance of God, he takes the initiative and kills both Zimri and Cosby. And at that very moment, the fatal plague that had begun raging throughout the Jewish camps comes to an end. Because of his passionate zeal and quick reflexes, Pinchas had literally saved the day for all the Jewish people.
Wow, great movie concept.
What? No! Although technically the details of what happened was read at the conclusion of last week's Torah portion, but still, this week's reading is first of all called by his name, Pinchas, and secondly, it also tells us the special reward of priesthood that God granted him for doing such a noble and selfless act. Our portion opens as God tells Moses, Pinchas, the son of Elazar, son of Aaron the priest, has turned my wrath away from the children of Israel when he was zealous for my sake among them. And as always, the rabbis start asking questions. Why does the Torah announce Pinchas' lineage being a grandkid to Aaron the high priest? Wouldn't it be enough just telling us that Pinchas did an amazing thing? Why do we need to know who his Zaidi was?
So, like, my Zaidi's a fire truck.
Well, you see, just like everybody, Pinchas had two granddaddies. Yes, one of them was indeed Aaron, the high priest, and the famous lover of peace. But his other grandfather was Jethro, a man who was a former pagan leader, fattening animals for idolatrous sacrifices and other nasty things and stuff.
Ew!
So a question raised by many of the Jews who saw what Pinchas did was, what was his inner motivation when he acted so passionately, yet failed to await trial, judgment, and sentencing? They worried that it was perhaps done because of selfish motivations. Maybe he had a deep thrill in killing others or other negative sentiments and had finally found a channel to carry out his crime in a justifiable and holy way. Sort of like what I find myself doing at times.
No, I don't want to eat all this. But the Torah does say that it's forbidden to waste food. And I want to help with the environment, so it's only right that I polish this off.
In other words, was Pinchas following in the footsteps of his former idol-worshipping grandfather, serving his own selfish thrills with some divine excuse? Or was his swift death sentence to the sinners a genuinely selfless act in defending the honor of God and saving the lives of his Jewish brothers? Maybe he was indeed following the path blazed by Aaron, his righteous and peaceful grandfather, when he did what he did. And that, say the rabbis, is why the Torah begins this week's portion by telling us who was the inspiration and influence to Pinchas in his actions. He was the grandchild of Aaron. His judgment, although controversial and very extreme, was still done purely for the sake of heaven and for the right reasons. There was no self-enjoyment in what he did. It was all for God, and for that he deserved the reward. We all travel through life with two opposing influences within us, sort of like the two very different grandparents that Pinchas had. One pulls us towards living a better life dedicated to God, while the other one pulls us to selfish pursuits. The Torah is teaching us that sometimes, even though we may be doing the right thing, we must still ask ourselves, why are we doing it? If we are to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, it means that just doing the right thing is not enough. We need to be doing it for the right reasons as well. Nowadays, more than ever, we're finally able to dig down and access the deepest levels of human potential. It's our chance to serve God and do it for the right reasons, inspired by the good influences around us. Let us tap in to that passionate Pinchas within us and become vibrant ambassadors of God, using our unique talents and creativity to faithfully fulfill His every wish without any self-motivation, rather for the one and only purpose of bringing His beautiful essence into this amazing world. Shabbat Shalom, and have a stupendous week.
Tira